Or essentially making it real section for our listeners and viewers that you've worked in this area now for a long time. Before that, in a very related area in this type of impact investing, recognizing how technology has an impact on the world. Any example you're able to share about a particular problem or that you tackled that brought together some of the things we've talked about today, the immense opportunity of this
Yeah.
technology, but recognizing guardrails and what you did around that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one additional extremely important angle around how we develop this technology is not just about human empowerment generically, but about inclusion specifically, right? And making sure that as we're creating these technologies, that we're doing it with stakeholders that we are designing with. And I think about that a lot. One of my remits at Salesforce is that my org includes product accessibility. And we've thought a lot about not just how we design and ship accessible software, but how we do so with the deepest insights from our partners in the accessibility community. One example that was very inspiring to me is we have a whole neurodivergent steer co. And these are employees who identify as neurodiverse. We have been doing a whole bunch of hackathons and innovation to think about not only how do we make our products more accessible, but how is accessibility a source of innovation in our products? So, one of the projects that we worked on was looking at some of our work at Slack. And so we did this steer co looking at some of our Slack product development suite. And I think we've known for a long time that we want to keep enhancing features for Slack that make it easier to focus, right? So who better to ask about questions of focus than our neurodivergent community? Through that, as we did this hackathon and we looked at different features, we came up with a whole bunch of prototypes that when our product team looked at those prototypes, we figured out not only would this, benefit the people that came up with these prototypes, but benefit everyone, which is frequently the case when you design for accessible experiences. And I love that story because I think there's like wisdom in there that it has been true for decades and that will remain true as we look towards this agent-enabled future, which it is still all about people. It's still all about human experiences. And that when we bring people in and we ask for their wisdom and we ask them to sort of steer the experience and steer the transformation, we get better results both for people and for businesses. And that's, I think, what drives me.
Now, that's massively important and such a great example of the importance of involving many different types of people in the product design and development process. Our users, our customers, our stakeholders are also diverse as well. How do we get as close to building for everyone? And like you said, many of these use cases that have been built for accessibility or inclusion end up benefiting everyone. And I think that's really great and another strong point for that. But speaking of wisdom and all the wisdom you've already shared today, would like to end on the wisdom for our listeners and watchers of what can they do tomorrow to either be more responsible in their day-to-day work or to inform responsibilities and this human role of choice and control that we've been speaking about. What should people already be thinking about? Practical advice for them tomorrow.
I would say if you're within an organization and you don't yet have a set of principles, develop them now. Develop a set of principles for how you want AI to evolve. And I will say, having lived this experience with Salesforce's responsible AI principles for many years now and seeing them evolve, they're real. They're anchors for how we do our work. So that's what I would say. Second, I would say compliance and responsible AI is not just a checkbook exercise. It is very important that we track and we watch it, but also just think about that responsible AI isn't the most responsible AI is the one that genuinely solves human problems, right? So it's about solving business problems for people, solving societal problems for people. And then finally, I would encourage people to have confidence as they think about their own AI journeys and think about keeping people at the helm of those journeys. We get a felt sense of how AI works by working with it, right? So the more we jump in, the more we experiment, the more that we tweak those prompts or think about different workflows, the better results we're going to get. And that level of involvement, that level of confidence and control is both how we get innovation and also how we get responsible guardrails. So I would encourage people to jump in and have that confidence as they lead their organizations through this transformation.
Oh, brilliant. Love that. So practical. So principles, anchoring, make them real. And responsible AI, it solves problem. It's not just for checkboxes and building our confidence. Confidence leads to control and that choice. What a great way to end. Thank you so much, Paula, for joining us today. And for everyone listening, you'll find Paula's information in the show notes. And thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time. And remember, when we're building technology today, it is informing what we're building tomorrow. So let's build wisely. Thank you.